What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the FansToys Dracula, their version of a Mindwipe. So this is not a new figure. It came out about 2 years ago. I passed on it, and then later on I decided, you know what? I never even checked it out. I definitely want to check it out because I love FansToys. So I figured, let me take a look at it, see what I think. So let's take a quick 360. Before you even leave the comment, I don't have lupus, so I can't show it with lupus, unfortunately. That's their version of Weird Wolf. Here's the back. Pretty nice looking back. You do have the gun stored there. I'll show you that a little bit. You can basically just pull this out, and the handles will slide right into that slot right there. And you can just get that in there and then push the legs together, and that holds together. Here's the front. He doesn't tend to sit on these feet very well, so you kind of have to pose him, and some of the wings are a little bit on the loose side. But he does come with a stand, so that kind of helps. So let's show you that on his flight stand. And he looks really good on this flight stand. It's a nice accessory. I'm glad they included this because he doesn't really stand up well on these feet. Even if you set them flat, they just don't stand up. But this definitely looks good. You will notice his headmaster is inside his chest. So if you open this up, by the way, it does come in robot mode. I'm going from the bat mode to the robot mode so we can see, because most of the videos out there are probably the other direction. Might even go both ways. I don't know. We'll see. So here is the headmaster. It is kind of tricky to get in here. Let's get in close. You can see the details there. There is a steering wheel. So once you get him in there, and it is tricky, then you push that steering wheel down and you can get his arms around the steering wheel. So that's a cool little feature that they have there. So you can have him actually steering the headmaster, or Mindwipe, whatever you want to call it. It does have some details and stuff like that. It's kind of neat. But overall, good looking. And let's take a look at the G1 cartoon, because I think he's pretty close. We'll put that over here. Pretty close to the cartoon. A good looking bot in general. He does have quite a bit of features. Let's take him off the stand so I can show you. Actually, you know what? Let's leave him on the stand so I can show you on the stand. The head goes up and down. The mouth does open. He has these sharp teeth on that head, which is interesting. And they're painted as well. But you can't close the mouth. And then he's got just the two teeth. He's got those painted red eyes that look really nice. The metallic red. I like when FansToys does metallic eyes. It does rotate all the way around, and it goes up and down pretty far. And then you got that panel moves as well. Continuing down, I did show you already, the chest opens up to make a cockpit. It is a translucent red, and some people may not like that. You want to be careful with scratches and stuff like that. The wings do have a articulation point here, which is ratcheted. So it goes 1, 2, 3 up, 4 up, sorry, 4 up. And then this one here also articulates on a ratchet. And then these fold on just friction. I do find they're a little bit on the loose side, and unfortunately it's not a screw, it's a pin, so there's no way to tighten it. But there you go, there's the articulation there, and then you have articulation at this top part here. Basically goes in and out like that, and then folds here. You do have hands up here, so you look at those. You have the little claws, and those are individually articulated at 2 points, so each finger has an articulation point, so you can get those posed if you like. So all in all, pretty good amount of articulation on this bat mode. Oh, and the feet, I forgot about the feet. So the feet are on a double ball peg. Unfortunately, they are not very strong. So there's a ball peg in the foot, there's a ball peg in the bottom of the figure. And then the toes, let's take them off the stand here. The toes do articulate. So you have one pin there and then one pin there. So you can fold it down, and then you can get those claws kind of angled if you want to. They are very tight. You can set him down, but you got to have to angle him forward to make it not fall. As soon as you put it back, he falls backwards. So you kind of have to have him sitting forwards. I don't know if I'd trust this on a shelf. Let's take a quick look at the Target Master, or sorry, the Headmaster. So here's the back. He obviously has Mindwipe's face on his back. The arms are on a ball joint at this joint, so you get up and down out to there. Rotates all the way around. You have an elbow joint, gets you 90 degrees. The head doesn't seem to rotate. I think it's solid because they use that for the neck of the head for the Headmaster. The thigh is on a ball joint. No waist swivel or anything like that. You get up to there, back to there. You get a single jointed knee, gets you up to there, 90 degrees. And you do have ankle tilt on this guy, which is interesting. Ankle tilt and ankle pivot, which looks nice. He's cool. You could pretend that he's getting in. You know, you can have this down like this and have him getting into the ship or whatever. There you go. One last little detail he has here is he does have a tail back here that folds out of his back. It's kind of inconsequential, but you can have the tail. There's 1, 2, 3 points of articulation on that tail. All right, now let's get this guy transformed into the robot mode, which is also pretty nice. So we'll start off with the arms up here. So, oops. Go ahead and get these arms separated from that peg right there. Fold that downwards. You're going to fold this forwards, and that's going to get this peg out from right here in that slot. I'm going to rotate this arm. Make sure you close up this tab here. Rotate this arm all the way up, and then you're going to peg it back into here. There is a tab that gets it to kind of hold in there. Then go ahead and put the arm down. Make sure you have it rotated the right direction. And we'll leave that there. All right, same on this side. Go ahead and unpeg it from here. Fold that down. Rotate it forward. That's going to release this tab right here from this slot. Again, rotate that all the way up. And then get that. Make sure you close this tab right here. Get this all the way up. Fold it in and pegged in there. So now you got both arms pegged in. You can put that down. And just leave those for now. We'll take care of that in just a minute. Okay. Now we'll take care of the legs back here. So go ahead and open up the legs. And just pull them off these tabs right here. And fold those legs straight. And since we've released the arms, we can fold the legs all the way down. And we are going to take care of all of this stuff here. So there's a couple of twists that we have to make, and they're held by some tabs. So the first one is right here. So go ahead and pull down that tab. Same on this side. Pull down that tab. All right, once you have those tabs down, we're going to come to the back here. We're going to open up his back flap here. That's going to release these wings. Let those come down. Just push that back in for now. And what we want to do is rotate this entire wing piece. And rotate these down. And now you can hold this bottom part and rotate the waist back. Okay. So that's going to be his back. So go ahead and lift these up. Open up this panel here. And you can see there's a peg that's going into his back here. And it's going to fit nice and flush in there. Inside that backpack. All right, same on this side. Go ahead and rotate this up and into his backpack. Come on, there we go. This is metal die cast, by the way. That's why it's pretty tight. It's metal going into metal. You don't want to be careful. You don't want to force anything. Just take your time with whenever you're working with die cast and plastic. You don't want to break anything. I like to fold up these claws like that. They just take up a little bit less room on his back, and you can leave those there for now. Open up this chest piece, and we're going to open up this piece here. You can see his head's just going to rotate in and stow away in there. Close that back up. Make sure that pegs in securely. And now we are almost at the home stretch. Go ahead and open up these panels here. It's going to allow you to take the hand out, close that panel, and then rotate the arm. Same on this side. Open up this panel, fold down the hand, close that panel, and then rotate the arm around. Should have these circles on the front. And lastly, and you probably could have done this first, but that's okay. Go ahead and open up these panels. And that's going to allow you to fold this back. Fold the foot out. You can kind of push from here. Fold the foot out. Rotate these panels downwards. They're going to fit into the back here. Oops. Fold this in and then rotate those panels downwards. And that's going to sit on the back just like that. And then you can fold out his heel spur. And then same on this side. Go ahead and open up this panel. Flip out his foot. Flip out the heel spur. Fold this down and in. Fold these panels downwards. And then close up his back of his leg. Right, next we'll take care of these legs. So for the legs you have kind of a double move here. So you're going to rotate this around. So you have the back on the front. Then you're going to go ahead and open up these tabs. Should be able to do it with a fingernail, but if you don't, you can get a spudger to get in there. So make sure you open on both sides. That's going to allow you to rotate at the upper thigh. And then close these back down. And now you can see the leg is rotated to the front. So same thing on this side. Go ahead and take out panel. Rotate at the upper thigh. Close those panels or those tabs and then rotate here at the knee. Grab the headmaster and you'll have to take the arms and tab them into the back there. There's little tabs on the side of the head or the face. And then take the legs, if they're not already pegged together, peg them together. And then rotate at the knees, just like every headmaster. He folds up on himself and the head becomes the neck for the bigger robot. So go ahead and take that neck and stick that in there. And there you have Mindwipe all transformed up. He looks really cool. Let's take a quick 360. We'll put the G1 cartoon over here. Really nicely done. He seems to be fully painted all the way through. This looks like a sort of magenta with silver accents on it. It's got a fleck in it, so there's that metallic fleck. The black also seems to be painted. There's a lot of die cast on this guy. So the feet are die cast, the legs are die cast, the midsection here, this back piece is all die cast. It's really heavy. It's really quite heavy. And that's one of the reasons why those feet in the animal mode or in the bat mode don't really hold up, because it's just too much weight, unfortunately. Here's the back. The wings are fully painted, so you got that orange metallic paint. That looks really nice. You do have die cast here as well, and that's also painted. All right, now let's go over his articulation. So the head is on a rotation joint, although because it's this that rotates, which is really tight, and not the actual neck of the headmaster, it tends to pop off, which is one of the issues with this figure. But it does go up and down, mostly just when it's straight on. If you rotate it, it doesn't go up and down as much. I don't know why it's designed that way. The arms do rotate all the way up to there on the shoulder joint, and they rotate all the way around at a nice strong ratchet. The wings are pretty much the same as they were in the bat mode, so I'm not going to go over that, but you can pose these just as you would. I like to put the bat hands away in the robot mode. But again, you can pose these however you like. The shoulder, or sorry, there's a bicep swivel. You get a double jointed elbow, and there is some sculpt work underneath that elbow, which is nice. We haven't been getting that recently with the FansToys, so it's nice that they have a double jointed elbow with some detail under there. You have a rotation at the wrist. You have the typical FansToys hands with 2 pins per finger, giving you the full articulation, and the thumb on a ball joint, and an additional pin for the thumb. You have rotation at the waist. It's a little bit hindered by these feet back here, so you want to kind of get these rotated down, and then you can rotate all the way around freely with no issues. You will see I have one loose wing back here. I don't know if there's a way to fix that. It looks like it's just on a pin, so I don't think I can fix that unless I move that pin around, unfortunately. Getting back, you have the legs that rotate all the way up to there, all the way back to here, hindered by, again, that foot on its butt, and then out to here on a friction joint. Your rotation at the thigh really tight. You have a double jointed knee because there's a joint in here and in here. Again, really nice range of motion there. You have a ankle tilt all the way out to there, back to there, all the way back. Do the transformation, and then forward a little bit as well. So this is harkening back to the days when FansToys had all the articulation that you could possibly want. This is one of those figures. He does come with a gun, which I showed you fits in his backpack in the bat mode. In this mode, you just put it in his hand, just like any typical FansToys figure. And he really does look awesome with everything posed up. You can use the flight stand in this mode, so those same slots are there from when we had the bat mode. So go ahead and just stick the same ports in. I think this is one of the better figures to have on the stand because he's a flying character, so he needs to be able to fly. So really well done. Just especially on the stand, I think he looks really, really cool. And you can get him into some dynamic poses. So final thoughts on this guy. I think they did a great job. There's a couple little things that do bug me. So these feet are on ball joints, these bat feet. And because they're on ball joints, they're a little bit weak. I mean, they're not loose or anything, but they're not strong enough to hold up the weight of all of this die cast. This thing has so much die cast. And because of that, when you set him down, if you're not using the stand, he doesn't tend to stay up. So that's one little issue. Another little issue is these wings. Mine has a loose joint right here. That one's a little bit loose. So as you're posing, if you wanted it in a certain position, he doesn't always hold it. The left one holds pretty well. And that one's nice and tight. This one is pretty loose. So I'm going to try to move that pin and see if that helps tighten up that joint. That's unfortunate that that one's loose. But other than those two issues, I really think it's a great release. I'm not a huge fan of this character, so you're probably not hearing a lot of excitement in my voice, but I really do think this is a great figure from FansToys. Really solid release. It's got everything I would want in a collector piece. It's got all the die cast, all the paint, all the details. It transforms very nicely. It's fun, and it looks really good on a shelf. My only issue is I'm not really a big Headmasters fan. So, but that has nothing to do with this figure. So, highly recommend it. I think this is the best, or maybe only version of Mindwipe we've ever gotten. If we have gotten some, I don't think they were masterpiece, but who knows? Maybe somebody will make one day. But until then, this is the one and only. So, highly recommend it if you can still get him. He is going up in price in the aftermarket, so you might not want to wait before he becomes too expensive to buy. So thanks for watching. That's it for today, and we'll see you next time.